Businesses only fail for one reason. It's a lack of sales and opportunity. Now, you might have a lack of sales because nobody knows who you are, but here's the deal. What I've experienced with people that don't know who I am, 50% of them love me and 50% of them hate me. So it's my number one job today to make an impression upon the community, because 99.9% of the people that know me love me. And if you're in business, it's your job for people to know who you are, what you stand for, what you're all about. And I take these meetings and speak at all these colleges because the reality is, the more successful I've helped somebody be, the more value I add. And my goal is to add value, add value, add value, add value.
Yeah, they see me shining and I'm popping, but I came from the darkness. They don't know what I did to get about it. Well, you should know about it, yeah. Know what I'm trying to accomplish, but all they ever did was doubt it. But God got me through the nonsense. You should know about it, yeah.
So we're going today to speak to a local college about professionalism. And you know what's funny about these talks is they usually all end up the same way. One of my most favorite parts of my job is in the community being able to go out and speak to kids, colleges, high schools, students mainly, but then going after where they become early stage entrepreneurs as well. Because what we end up being able to do is shape their perception. And I frequently ask myself, or I get asked, what would I tell my 17-year-old self? And the most important thing that you can do to a teenager or a young adult is help them get out of their own way. Because everything in society, you know, the bad screams 10 times louder than the good. And social media's biggest impact is the bad just sounds like there's more than the good, but it's really not. It's actually a very small percentage. It's just an overwhelmingly small percentage of the good actually speak out about it and make people feel good. So I really like getting out in the community. I take as many speaking opportunities as I can, mainly geared towards kids and students, because I think that if there's a moment in time when somebody's most impacted is when they're a teenager, they're shaping their own perceptions of what is possible in the universe and what life is. And so these are some of the things I'm most passionate about. So this is really cool. This is my first time on a Polycom system. So I see Charlotte and Lee, which is really cool. And I'm here in Collier. So again, like I said, I'm humbled to be speaking to the Leadership Club at Florida Southwestern. So Bruno Air's story and professionalism through Bruno Air is ultimately how we grew as exponential and as fast as we did. And when I think about January 1, 2013, it was our first day in business, everything that we tried to do to differentiate ourselves from the competition was analyzing the market, looking at what our customer experience was, what our potential customer experience was. I lived in a small family neighborhood in Fort Myers, and I canvassed the entire neighborhood, 1,000 homes, middle class, knocked on every single door. I was 23 years old, knocked on every single door, and I asked every single person in the community how they would call a tradesman out to their home, where they would find them, how they would search for them, whether it was Google, whether it was Angie's List, if they called somebody off the radio, if they called somebody out of a referral, whatever it was. And so what I then did was as I canvassed those marketing medias, I then tried to figure out how I could be, in this case, more professional than anybody else, how I could deliver that experience, how I could communicate that experience through whatever the marketing piece was. So professionalism and differentiation are two completely parallel things. And the beauty about business, when the most successful businesses in the world, and ours through our early success so far, is that the customer can tell when you truly care about what they're experiencing. Because 24/7, I'm thinking about how can we be more professional than our competition? How can we deliver more value? How can we take a customer standard experience and get the attention, because business is really two things. It's adding value, which no matter how much value you add, if you're not professional, they don't care about the value. And number two is innovation. And one thing I want to highlight about innovation is not cliche. All innovation means is doing it better than the industry does it. All innovation means is doing it better than you did it yesterday, even if it's 1 point better. So, because I don't change anything that works. like we've got many things that we do or we implement or we try and improve on over time, and as we grow and we're seeing more customers a day. But if something works, why mess with it, right? The only things that we're changing are things that aren't working. I can't urge you enough. If some of you listening might not be entrepreneurs, and that's cool and that's great. Not everybody's an entrepreneur, so don't fool yourself because it's tough. We'll see you. I probably heard 10 times, 15 times. So you're trying to be like Gary Vaynerchuk or Dave Levy or right, whatever. First one there, snap Napster style. And I just kind of always chuckle it off. But this weekend, it actually really, something actually really hit me this weekend. And I was telling Peter before the meeting started, dude, like going forward, when people bring that up to me, like I give, like you'll see in the content, people will see in the shows that like I'm watching his fucking show as I'm like driving down the road. So like I've got nothing but respect to pay to him. But dude, our show's gonna be way fucking better. Like our content, and not the quality of content, the quality of perspective, because everybody misses. Nobody knows VaynerMedia 0 to 600 employees. It doesn't exist. Okay, so our quality of perspective is so much different because we're back here at 150 people, right? And the last 2 years, what we've learned, like, fuck, if we had our last 2 years, the quality would be even 10 times better than what we're gonna have. But we're gonna have 150 to 600, something that he can't, none of them can touch.
The best way for, new pools to get them. I mean, we talked about talking to property managers, companies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they're building right now pretty heavy on Corkscrew and all around with new communities, so that could potentially open up if we get in with builders or something like that. But just
I mean, it's this, man. It's this. You guys got to decide what you want out of the business. Are the other two partners like you?
Yeah, I think we're all similar.
So
we want to grow this thing.
So you got to figure out how to hit the ground. It's all about networks and relationships, right? You don't accept no. You go and you cold call on people. You get meetings. Now, obviously, you meet with somebody that knows 50 people, and then you want to figure out how to bring value to the relationship. Like, perfect example, this meeting, you're starting a pool business. Not only do I want to help everybody that I possibly can that's like-minded, and you sound like you're like-minded, not only do I want to help, but here's the reality. Like, I'm taking this meeting because I've got something for you. Like, so you've got to figure out, like, you meet with the real estate brokers and agents, builders, whoever, you've got to figure out how you can add value to them. If you're interested in being in business, let me tell you now and be extremely frank, being in business is one of the toughest things you can do.